Hi everyone, it's Killshot 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead, brand new series, kind of teased today. It looks like got a couple name options that are out there. I know they said it was a working title under Monument, but they kind of hinted at the end of it could be called A New World. It's going to be spring 2020. We're going to talk about that tonight. Real quick shout out. I want to say what's up to all the Patreon Army. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. You can see them up there on the screen, and this is pretty interesting. I mean, I was looking at this, and my first thought when I saw some of the actors and a little bit of the comic book is it was short. I mean, they didn't give us a lot, but they are still filming it. They're trying to, build the interest around. But then I saw these pictures of the actors that were up there, and I was like, wait a minute, that's like that's gonna be like Baby Rosita, and then on the left and on the far right, the dude was talking, and I was like, well, that may be Eugene, and then the one in the middle, it was like Baby Spock. So I'm like, well, that doesn't work out. You can't have Baby Spock mixed in. But this could be, it did have a sci-fi feel to it. They show a little bit of the kind of drawings and the comic book. I'm just wondering how all this is going to play out. This is, they wouldn't do something that's half comic, half TV show, would they? I mean, they wouldn't be that bold where it's like 50-50 going through the pages of a new story. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they, if we're really going to go through the lives of these teens. I mean, it could be Twilight-ish. And I mean, many of you are Twilight fans, so you can't really knock it until we get it. Let's not bury the show before it even starts. That's what I don't want to do, because we haven't even seen a clip from it yet, except the teasers, so it could be very good. Before we get into it, I got a super chat here. I got Valar in the house, Hiller 99 Army, Kill Steph, Emmy, Kel, Sweet Tommy, sponsors, patrons, members, and all the super chatters. And you guys know we hit that threshold finally. Number 75 members, so thanks to the green team that's out there. We are going to be giving away some Kills coins tonight that can be used for Kills coins, maybe even some Super Kills coins tonight for our Freestyle Friday. A lot of fun there. And over next week or so, we're going to take Tuesdays and Thursdays off, but then starting next week, I think it is, we'll be back with our random things on Tuesday. Pretty excited about that. Some brand new topics, some new contests, some new games that we're going to be doing. So before I've seen some of the criticism already as soon as it came out. But if you truly are a Walking Dead fan, doesn't it seem like it's a great time to be a Walking Dead fan? We've got October, the big show, and then we got Fear mixed in with it, and then we're going to have the Rick Grimes movie, the Walking Dead movie, and now we got a third spinoff series. I'm good. I mean, there's times that when we get to around May, June, we're really looking for Walking Dead content. And if this does some things, and Marvelous One says Stranger Things meets The Walking Dead. So, yeah, I mean, Stranger Things is a hit show. Twilight was a hit show. So, I mean, these actors may be kid actors, but they could be incredible. And hopefully they've learned from some of the kid actors that maybe didn't do quite as well. So Ellis says, got to be the Walking Dead style show, though, right? Ellis, this is the small little bit of details that I've heard so far. And I don't know if they're in articles or if they've leaked. But it said that it takes place in a plane crash, sets the stage for it. And it's going to have like a Lost feel to it. So there's not a lot of details that are out there other than the characters, but apparently it's going to start out like the TV show Lost. And I'm okay with that. I got no problem with the plane crash. All right, Fluff the Flamethrower super chat. Too funny, got to share. My neighbor was mowing in the rain and had his wife on the front holding a flashlight so he could see. Are you posting pictures? You did get a picture of that, right? That's definitely unrelated. Oh, man. If you could have posted that, it would have been excellent. Yeah, I watched it 2 or 3 times. It does look like, there's some like paratroopers or parachute or whatever happened. But the sketches are pretty cool. Honestly, when I saw it, the first thing I was thinking was like I wanted to sing in the background. Take on me, take on me. It was like they kept. It was like the video, Take on Me video where they draw it out and then it turns into something. It kind of had that feel to it. But I'm down to give it a try. I gave Fear the Walking Dead a try, 2 seasons. I practically gave up on it at the end of season 2. I came back strong for season 4, and I'm glad I came back because I like what Fear's doing right now. I mean, I still don't put Fear, not even that it's the same show. I just don't put Fear in the same conversation with The Walking Dead. But there's very few shows that I put. And if I ask many of you like what TV show, and you know what? I'm just going to throw it out there because I'm curious. We are pretty hardcore Walking Dead fans. And if Walking Dead's your favorite show of all time, don't answer. But give me a show that you think is better than The Walking Dead. I know some people are going to say MASH. Some people are going to say Sopranos. Game of Thrones, obviously. But Saved by the Bell. Get out of here. Get out of here. I love it. Ellis said there are other shows. Great. Great. Now you're all naming a bunch of shows. But keep in mind, come on, Grimes on the radio, there ain't no way in hell the Arrow is better than The Walking Dead. And I do like me some Green Arrow. But my question is, name shows that are better than The Walking Dead. Kel, really, you think Sons of Anarchy is better than The Walking Dead? So, of all these shows that you guys are mentioning, how many of these shows... Okay, now she says, well, it was a damn good show. I didn't say was it a damn good show. I said, is it better than The Walking Dead? Is it better? If you had to choose. If you had to choose Sons of Anarchy and those characters and The Walking Dead and Rick and Michonne and all that history. But do any of these shows have their own talk show? Do any of them have Talking Anarchy? They don't have the... maybe they got little bobbleheads. But The Walking Dead is such a powerful franchise. I love The Punisher too. I don't love it as much as The Walking Dead. Julia Muse, great point. Julia Muse says, I never went to YouTube for another TV show other than The Walking Dead. And now look what we got. We got a whole year to talk about The Walking Dead in one format or another. There you go, Najee Watts. I love Najee's comments. People are here because The Walking Dead is number one. T Love, The Walking Dead will make you cry and it will make you laugh. I'm just letting the comments catch up. The Walking Dead is so good. It is so good that it's gone 9 seasons, and the 9th season was one of the best seasons ever. That's how good of a show it is. Walking Dead nerd, what do you guys think about this comment? There's never been anything like The Walking Dead. Comics, multiple TV shows, video games, and now movies. That's a pretty awesome franchise. Right? Oh, look at that. The green team is voting a super kills coin for the Walking Dead nerd. What do you guys think? Quadruple threat. You guys think that comment? Comics, games, movies, and TV show. Tommy says yes. Flamethrower says yes. Angel says yes. Time. All right, there we go. We're giving away our first Super Kills coin of the week to the Walking Dead nerd. But it's a great point. Apparently, The Walking Dead is so good and so profitable, they can have 3 TV shows. Now, has that ever been done before? Valar, I'm a big anime fan. I know some anime that is better than The Walking Dead. I love, love, love some of the characters. The acting is unbelievable. I would say, and certainly we have a lot of anime fans here too. But comparatively speaking, something that affects the masses. Grimes on the radio, The Walking Dead's my number 1, then Arrow, then Game of Thrones. Baptized by Jesus says Star Trek has 5 TV shows. There you go. So Star Trek is probably one of the few and I think wasn't there like a cheesy Star Trek comic that came out after the original TV show? Something along those lines. But not a good comic. Gushe, super chat, and thank you so much. You know what? I think we might have a winner. All right. RTD Slayer, Stranger Things meets The Walking Dead. Now, Baptized might actually just one-upped The Walking Dead because Star Trek did have a cartoon as well. Multiple TV series, Star Trek, a lot of movies, a cartoon, books, and comics. Yeah, I think Star Trek probably will the bill. X-Files. I don't know how many spinoffs, and X-Files had movies and certainly multiple TV shows. Sheila Beasley, I like lots of shows. My top 3 is The Walking Dead, The Walking Dead. You know what? I couldn't have said it any better. Okay, so now that we set the stage, and we will start to funnel it as we get more details. In all seriousness, you think the name is A New World? The way they hinted that at the very end. I put that, in the title because I wasn't sure. I saw something that was printed that said Monument. But when they said A New World, I was like, that kind of has a nice ring to it. That sounds like something they would call it. Yeah, I saw Monument's the working title, but Mariah's going to sing it. Yeah, Monument is the placeholder. So here's what is also so appealing to me about The Walking Dead. As much as I like Stranger Things, I don't like binge watching. And as many views as you can get for talking about Avengers, I don't like cookie cutter. I don't like just watching a movie and then talking about the movie to get a whole lot of views when there's really nothing to dissect. So one of the things that is really, I guess, appealing to our fan base with The Walking Dead is there's just so many different angles. I mean, we can approach it from a reaction standpoint. We can break it down. We can do our predictions. It's almost as if when the spoilers don't come out, we have the opportunity to visualize how we think the show is going to go and then kind of compare whether we're right or wrong. And think about some of the opportunities. I mean, how many of you are here for Passage? How many watch Passage and then every week we were all kind of hanging out here and talking about Passage? And it wasn't bad, right? I mean, we had our reactions and we talked about, things that we thought was going to happen from week to week, but it just didn't hit the same vibe, the same feel. Some people watch the playbacks. So, Kel, Steph, Emmy, Tommy, maybe you guys can help me. I think it was episode 15 last season. And it's just not the clout to hype it up. But when Walking Dead is in full swing, I don't know the exact numbers, but did we not have, wasn't like 9,000 people we had concurrently watching the live stream reaction we did to the Pike scene? Like somewhere between 9,000 and 9,800. It kept fluctuating. And the reason I bring this up is that's a lot of people reacting to a TV show that is 10 years in. So it was just madness. And We don't get Fear numbers like that. We wouldn't get Stranger Things numbers like that. That's kind of the allure to it. Now, do I think this new show is even going to touch that? No, I don't. If this show gets up to Fear popularity, it'll be successful. Because Fear is a successful show. Whether you like Fear, you don't like Fear, as far as I know, it's still the second most popular show on AMC. And that's a great point. 1189 Paris. The Walking Dead has a built-in audience with the comic book. And they're going to ride some of that popularity to the big screen as well. One of the things that I'm just kind of blown away that they're doing it on the big screen. Initially, what we heard was that it was going to be a 3-part miniseries, and before they made the announcement whether it would be big screen or miniseries, we did a live stream, and I asked you guys. We devoted probably 30 minutes to a live stream, and we said, if The Walking Dead does go to the movies, does go to the big screen, will it pick up a new fan base? And some of that conversation was stifled because a lot of people said, no, it's not going to make it to the big screen. They can't do it. It's not popular enough to do that. That was a lot of our viewers who love The Walking Dead said that. And then we said, all right, well, let's just give it hypothetical. Let's say, what if they do go to the big screen? Can they do it in a way that they start to attract people who are not Walking Dead fans to watch the television series? So now, instead of using the TV series as a springboard for the movies, you could have a great movie and then bring people back and get a new fan base and just want to follow it to get to the next movie. So they don't all have to be interrelated, but if you give an Easter egg here or there, it could incentivize people to want to watch both. And that's what I'm hoping. As I said before, I think it's a great time to be a Walking Dead fan. I am as excited about this season than any season in a long, long time. And I'll tell you something else that I'm excited for with this new series. How many of you are really, really hardcore Game of Thrones fans? I know Valar is. I know Valar, Khaleesi. Ton of Game of Thrones fans. And I'm glad we did the Game of Thrones streams. I had a good time doing them with you guys. It was a lot of fun this year. But I have to tell you something. And I'm being completely honest. The Game of Thrones was a little bit disruptive to our Walking Dead schedule. And because that's our niche. That is what we do. That's what we talk about. And the whole Fear schedule just got thrown out of whack. So we were doing Game of Thrones, and then it was a big mix-up. So as much as I like Game of Thrones, I am absolutely looking for 2020. I'm waiting on that to sink in. I'm waiting for the reactions to that comment. So we have... It's okay. It's okay. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just... And 2020 is going to be something else. So let me tell you guys a little bit about 2020. I'm super excited about it. And what our schedule is going to be like. Some pretty big announcements here. So it's all going to start even before 2020. It's going to start in October, we get back to The Walking Dead. But then a few things are going to really, really go down next year. So, we got Fear the Walking Dead is renewed for Season 6. We got something that I am personally excited about in 2020, where we're going to have a brand new fantasy role-playing game online that we're working on behind the scenes that we're going to call Playing Dead Live. It's going to give you a chance to have a live YouTube campaign and play your own character and compete against each other, interactive for a couple hours a week. So that's something that we're going to roll out on our channel. I'm super, super excited about that because I think it's just going to be, it's going to be a world of fun. We have so much fun with Freestyle Fridays. I can give you a couple scenarios of how this is going to go down. For example, I can't articulate everything because I don't want to give all the details away. But let's say, for example, I've got Will the Bill. And Will the Bill, I give him the opportunity of, Will, let's take, you're in this campaign, you're trapped, you're surrounded by walkers, 2 people are with you, and Will can say, maybe he'll super chat, maybe he'll message me and say, all right, I got 10 seconds to decide. I'm taking Steph the Cuervo Queen and Princess Pie. So now you got 3 people involved. And let's say Will's level 5. And let's say Fluff the Flamethrower is level 5. And they're competing against rankings. So Fluff the Flamethrower might want to add to Will's scenario. They're surrounded by 6 walkers. So Fluff super chats and says, you know what, let's mix it up a little bit. Let's add an extra 3 walkers. So now the odds are going to be a little bit worse. So you're going to have players competing against each other for rankings. Will gets devoured. He goes from level 5 all the way back down to level 1. So it's just going to be this constant campaign scenarios that it's going to test your creativity. It's going to show who wants to partner and help people. It's going to show who is out for themselves. It's just going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. We're several months away from that. We might even do a couple sample campaigns. But once you experience it, I think we'll get a lot of people that are bought into that. And it gets us back to the gaming side of what we do. In addition, 2020, we're going to have a brand new series coming out spring of 2020. It's going to be 10 episodes. And then as we get closer to the summer, we're going to have Fear the Walking Dead again. And then we got this thing happening July of next year. We're going to have the first annual 999 Army San Diego Comic-Con meet and greet. So I will be at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm looking forward to spending some time with each one of you. We're gonna make a splash, I think. Our group is growing. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe we'll do a karaoke day. Maybe we'll do a dinner. But get your tickets early. It's going to be a lot of fun just to hang out for a couple days. And there's also one more thing. It's also, I'm not giving in yet, but it's also possible that I will do a meet and greet with Will the Bill at Nick and Norman's. I'm a man of my word, so hopefully June dies, but that could be going on next year as well. Possibly could happen this year, might not happen until early next year, but we'll figure out the details. And then will be the Rick Grimes movie as well, probably summer of next year. So if you're not excited about being a Walking Dead fan right now, I don't know what we can do to get you excited. To me, it looks like the franchise is as strong as ever, and I think it's fan groups like ours that really add a lot of initiative to it. I mean, they're going to do well without us, but I certainly think we add a little bit more value to the discussion. Princess Pie. First time I watched The Walking Dead, my brother-in-law told me, if you want to watch something new and good, go for this. I fell in love straight away with it, never stopped. The new show gives me nostalgia as if something is over and not extended. So, how many of you started watching Walking Dead from day one? No binge watching for you. It was just right there, and you've been there week in, week out, every single day. That, you know what? That's awesome to me. And see, when I see stuff like that, that's what shows me how rabid our fan base is, how strong our fan base is. That we're not fair weather fans. The reason I started binge watching it is because of you. Is because many of you said you got to check this out. And I was already doing gaming around it anyway. Yeah, Julie, I think I was probably 4 or 5, somewhere in there. Leanne Gash, the best thing I'd seen on TV in years. So Eric wants to know, are we going to get a prequel? I doubt it. Honestly, I've seen enough around the beginning. That's a prequel to me. I mean, I knew what it was like when things started going south with Rick. I knew what it was like with Nick, and Alicia and the whole gang there. I mean, I wouldn't turn it off. I would watch it. But for me personally, I'm more interested in how big the universe is. I want to see what these kids are up to. I want to see how they all got there, what their knack is. How are they going to fight? You know what I did think was interesting, though? The kids on TV shows, a lot of times, are more resourceful than the adults. Except, well, I guess when they're teens, this world forces them to grow up faster. And even on Fear the Walking Dead, it was kind of cool the way they had their own little tree houses set up and their own little network. So I'm interested to see what type of weapons. I don't think they're going to be making their own bullets, but if they can be creative, it could add probably an element that we haven't seen in a long time. Yep, getting a couple more comments in here. One of the weapons was a huge wrench. That's a good point. Princess Pie says sometimes we identify some of the characters, and now kids and teenagers can too. So here's my question. And it did certainly seem like The Walking Dead, I would say the majority of Walking Dead's fan base is 35 and older. Would you agree with that comment? Amanda Goss, I agree. Kids on the 100 are resourceful. Grimes on the radio. 2020 resolution is to meet me at Comic-Con. Well, I look forward to meeting you, Grimes. I will be there and looking forward to meeting a lot of you guys. So if The Walking Dead's loyal fan base is 35 and older, I felt like the Fear fan base was supposed to be 25 and older. I felt like Fear was really supposed to target a group that might have been 10 years younger. I'm not saying it's an exact number, give or take. So, if that's the case, then maybe this new series is meant to target 15 and older. Which is not bad, but I will tell you, in our world of gaming and TV shows, there's a hell of a lot of trolls that are 15 to 21. So just be prepared for the chats. The chats could take a different life, a different meaning. And what if this movie is, I'm not saying it's going to be Avengers good. But what if Rick Grimes is all right, give me a comparison. Give me a superhero type of movie comparison that The Walking Dead could compare to. Actually, it doesn't have to be a superhero type. Give me an action movie that you think would be around the same type of... It won't be Avengers big. I mean, it ain't doing... All right, Najee says Resident Evil. RTD, I don't think it's going to be Captain America big. Rambo, maybe. Lisa Khaleesi says Die Hard, maybe. John Wick. Jason the Mixologist Daily says, I am back. Kills. I think The Walking Dead have been introducing the youth in this new world. It started slowly with Henry and Lydia, and now the kids on Fear. The Walking Dead wants a younger demographic. The show may not be for us. I could not agree more. Could not agree more. But I do want to add something to that. It would be easier for the older demographic, and most of my audience, when I look at demographics, well, let me tell you guys a little bit about my demographics. So when I did strictly gaming videos, my demographic was 15 to 25, 80% male. That was the majority of my subs. Now, with Walking Dead content, my demographics are 30 to 60, 70% female. Complete opposite of my gaming demographic. So let me go back to Jason's point. This new show might not be specifically for the Walking Dead demographic because they're trying to get a newer, younger audience and introducing those characters. Lydia Henry, I think that's perfect. However, it is, pick one of these scenarios. It's more likely an older audience that is loyal to The Walking Dead would watch this show, or it's more likely a younger demographic would watch The Walking Dead that's been around for 9 years. So which scenario do you think is more likely? A or B? And the proof is absolutely in the ratings. The Walking Dead's core TV show is not picking up new viewers. So, Jason, it's probably actually pretty smart that even though we might not, typically our audience might not 100% get it, I think they'll support it. And if the Gen Z doesn't get it, they're not going to support it. So that's a little bit of the opposite. So if the Gen Z doesn't relate to The Walking Dead, those viewers aren't going to go over. Now, the hope could be that you reel them in with this show and then they watch other things. So let me go back to the big screen and why I think that's important as well. So The Walking Dead is currently targeting every demographic that's out there. I think it's a smart move. So if the movie, and this is why I think we can sort of surmise what a little bit of the storyline or the plot is going to be like with the movie. If the first movie is a sad sack Rick Grimes and they show his capture over and over again and he can't do anything, he can't shoot a gun and he's still hurt, nobody except us is going to go to the big screen and watch that. So there's no sense in putting it on a big screen if we would watch it anyway. They might as well just put it on AMC or put it on Netflix. So what I'm kind of doing right now is funneling it down. The only way that they can be successful on the big screen is to reboot Rick Grimes. I can tell you right now, Dark Star, I can probably call 100 people I know that don't watch The Walking Dead, and if I say, hey, you don't watch The Walking Dead TV show, but there's this new Rick Grimes movie coming out, and they see a preview and it's something like The Walking Dead, they're going to say, hell no, I'm not going to watch that. They're already not watching the show. If they're not watching the show, why do they care that it's a bigger version of Rick Grimes on a screen? But if you can convince that audience that Rick's a little tougher, well, Ellis, I'll debate you on that. Ellis says, disagree. It's about Rick and money. So Ellis, how much money are you going to make if the only people that watch the show, if 5 million people go watch The Walking Dead in the big screen, I don't think that's a success. I don't think that's who they're catering to. I don't even know if that pays for the movie. So once again, I mean, here's the challenge. We got to kind of step out of our Walking Dead fan club. How many people need to go see this movie for the movie to be a success? Those of you that really dig down into the numbers, how many people do you think need to go see the movie? So, Mr. Good said it would need to make $100 million to break even. So, I'm going to agree with Grimes on the radio. I'm going to say 15 million people would need to go see this movie for it to be successful. So, if your numbers right now, I mean, let's say 15 million. I think that's a fair number. But if your numbers right now for The Walking Dead, a successful TV show, are 5 to 6 million, where are you going to get the 3 times the volume? Where are you going to get the extra 10 million people? That's, first of all, that is assuming every Walking Dead fan goes to see the movie. I'm not talking about people who go see it multiple times. Some will. But I'm being realistic. Okay. Do you guys realize that Rick Grimes, hang on, let me give you this stat. Okay? Just stop. We can't make up numbers. Do you guys realize the last episode of Rick Grimes on a TV show for free? You don't have to pay $15, for free. You don't have to get in a car and drive to a movie theater. I'm talking about turning on a television set and watching the last episode of Rick Grimes on television did not get 7 million views. Okay? So if it's free and you don't have to leave and all you have to do is turn on your television and it didn't get 7 million views, what makes us think that the movie of Rick Grimes is going to get double that and people are going to fork out money in order to watch it? That just doesn't make any sense. So if it's status quo, if they don't mix it up a little bit, if they don't make it more of a well, that's kind of the point, right? Princess Pie, different cast, different story. Not an hour and a half movie, and the first 30 minutes of the movie is Rick locked in a cell being treated by Jadis for life-threatening wounds. I don't think that's going to draw in a new audience. And in fact, if it's a flop, here's the risk. If they don't make him a cyborg or something that's just, bionic eyes and knocking windows out, I mean, yeah, I'm being facetious, but they're going to have to up Rick Grimes' game to draw a new audience to go watch that. If not, there's going to be 5 million of us that are going to go, and the movie's not going to break even. It's just statistics. It's numbers. And look, don't get me wrong. Any of us can say that we're going to do a movie. Doesn't mean it's going to be a good movie. And I'm just trying to use all of that basis just to kind of get you guys a little hyped up about the direction that I think the movie's going to go. I think, and I used the word superhero earlier, and I've used 6 million, just some buzzwords. I don't think it has to be to that degree, but a Rambo, a Terminator, a John Wick, a let your hair down and I don't care what stands in my way, Rick Grimes, that could have some mass appeal. How many people here? How many people here have teenage kids? Okay, if you don't have teenage kids, how many have a nephew or a niece or a brother or somebody that's a teenager? How many people know a teenager? How about that? Will the Bill. Got to be John and June Wick type of story. I have teenage kids. Can we give Will the Bill a Kills coin for the John and June Wick? I like that. That was not bad. All right, Will the Bill. Green team, what do you think? All right. So instead of us going back and forth and arguing over it, I'm not going to pretend to have teenage kids because I don't. And I'm not going to pretend to know what your teenage kids think. But just ask them. Say, hey, new Rick Grimes movie's coming out next year. Are you really hyped up about that? And see if you get the same reaction that you get with a John Wick or a Spider-Man or a Captain Marvel. Just ask. And Chris Robinson says, we're being honest, who's going to go see a Rick Grimes movie that's already not a fan of The Walking Dead? And that's my point. That is the ultimate point. And if you're writing the movie and you're producing the movie, you're directing the movie, that's your challenge. Walking Dead fans are going to love it. I'm going to love the movie. Can we get people that are not Walking Dead fans to start enjoying the franchise and to get involved in it? And I wish I could sit here and unequivocally say, yes, a ton of people are going to go out there and watch that. The movie's going to be awesome. And I agree 100%, baptized by Jesus, who also won a Kills coin earlier. See, what a great comment. To be honest, this movie will be a financial risk to the franchise. If 15 million people don't watch this movie, it'll go down as a failure. But I am an optimist. And I believe it's going to be well done. But I just got this feeling it's going to be Resident Evil type, super sci-fi-ish. Ellis, that's exactly what I wanted to do all along. The problem is, when I get on a topic, you can't always react to the first point of my topic because I'm actually leading the conversation from A to Z. And my point is to get you to Z, not A. So A, I'm going to give you all the statistical facts that are out there. But the real point that I want to make here is that I think the franchise is going to do something different. And those of you that think it's just going to be your typical Walking Dead, Rick Grimes reunion, I can't say that I agree with that. And in fact, I think it's going to be absolutely the opposite. I think the big screen is going to be a reboot. It's still going to be Rick, but it's going to be a stronger, different, more determined Rick Grimes. Marvelous One says, I hope sci-fi-ish. I think so. I think you're going to get more of that. I don't know. I mean, let me ask this question. Do you think it's going to be telling the story of how Rick got there? Or do you think it's going to be Rick with a weapon, going in, raiding some areas, helping some people, doing some more action? I mean, I don't want to watch 45 minutes worth of backstory. I will, but that's not, if I'm not already into the show, that's going to bore the heck out of me. Crystal Singer Chick. They'll hook the teens with a series. When the movies come out and they want to go, their parents will take them. That'll get new people hooked too. It's risky. Crystal, I'll say that. I think the strategy is a legit strategy. But we don't know if the new show is going to be good. Like I said, I'm not going to dog it. But the risk here is you're going big screen and a third series at the same time, while your core franchises are losing viewers. Charmed, for Universal, if it doesn't hit 70 million, I think it's a failure. And I think 70 million would be on the low end. Because, I mean, this isn't going to be like Blair Witch. It's not going to be like a dude carrying a camera around. I mean, and what do you think they're going to pay Andrew per movie? I mean, I got to think 10 million, right? And please don't get me wrong with this. I'm not cheering for the movie not to do well. I'm just painting the picture of how many Walking Dead fans are watching every week. And, the other thing is how long is it going to be at the theater? Which theater is going to show it? I think it'd be a little embarrassing to the franchise. It was one of those like, hey, this is a Walking Dead night. You can only come and see it on Tuesday. I mean, I hope it's a movie that's, hyped up like a Spider-Man movie. I guess we could all go see it 5 times. Wow, and we hit an hour already. Hey, we're going to wind this thing down. I mean, this has been it's been some good casual chat talking about the whole franchise and what we got to look forward to in 2020. I'm super, super excited about everything we got. Real quick, just want to know, 2020, what are you guys most excited about? I laid a whole slate of things that we're going to be doing. Year looks good for us. We had a great summer so far. Summer's almost over. Will the Bill? I'll be in my favorite recliner. Date with Gummy, large popcorn, large Coke, and 2 beers in the purse. I'm there. So 2020, we got vacations, we got the movie, we got San Diego Comic-Con, brand new game. So, a lot of hype, a lot of fun. And don't forget, we still got random things here. We still got Freestyle Fridays, 1189 Paris. I think this movie will compare to the success of Dark Shadow movie that was released while the original show aired on ABC. So, and I don't know, Paris, I don't know what the success rate was of Dark Shadow, but I'll take your word for it. I have a lot of faith in these writers. I think they're going to find a way to make it work. As a fan, I'm going to watch it either way. And in fact, I'm going to appreciate things as a Walking Dead fan that people that don't like the show probably would not appreciate. And I think most of you guys would do the same. You're going to want to see a little bit of backstory. Somebody's not familiar with it, though, it might turn them off before they reel them in. And that's why I think that they're going to make it like super adventurous. Absolutely. All right, everybody. It was a quick hour. I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with us. No stream tomorrow night on Tuesday. We'll be back on Wednesday. We're not streaming on Thursday, and we'll be back for Freestyle Friday. And then next week, we're going to be back on our full 100% schedule. Oh, we do have a couple other shout-outs, a couple announcements I want to make. Is Will the Bill, thank you so much. Happy birthday to Tracy B. Certainly want to recognize that. Also, just, a couple things that I do want to, I don't want to go too much into things. As you guys know, we got a pretty tight-knit group here. So Angel is going through some challenges and medically. So if you guys could do me a favor, your thoughts and prayers and support go out to our very own Angel. And also, you guys saw, hopefully, the post, Ron Moore's daughter had a health situation, a health scare today as well. So our thoughts and prayers go out to Ron as well. So I want to just say, I know it's a lot of different emotions. Happy birthday to Tracy, but also to those who are going through some difficult situations. And, just want you guys to know that we're here for you, that we're always going to give you, hopefully, the moral support to keep you guys strong, because you guys have definitely supported me and supported a lot of people on this channel for a long time. Thanks for everything that you guys do. Quick shout out to the Patreons. You can see them in the top left-hand corner. They're an awesome group of people, and I'm doing some more polls, some more surveys, asking them some questions. They're going to be working on some of the content for the game, too. I am going to be, over the next probably few weeks, asking for a kills council. So I'm going to have 2 or 3 people help me working on some of the content for the game. So stay tuned for that. I'll get a couple volunteers, some graphic designers, a whole lot of stuff. We got some good stuff planned for you guys. A special shout out to the Green Team, Will the Bill, Angel C, Ron M, and also Puddin as well. If you guys could do me a favor, we got 2 more days left of our super fans, and that is Lisa Khaleesi and Villar. Can the Green Team show me those medallions and show me those emojis for our super fans, and then we're going to switch it up in 2 days to brand new super fan. And of course, shout out to all the super chatters. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do. And a big shout out to my moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells. We get all 4 of them here tonight. So after you guys show those emojis, if you guys could show the mod emojis. Chris Rainick is not in the doghouse. I don't know what Chris gave. I don't know what gave Chris that idea. But all of you are in perfectly good standing. Just because Chris does not like my singing and doesn't want me to sing to you guys, closing down the stream. I mean, I used to close these things down with just like a little tune or two, but yeah, I got so much negativity from Chris. I was like, I'm not even going to serenade people at the end of the night. Man bun, feeling the love. No, you know what? Next week is Random Things, and we'll get some songs in Random Things. Will the Bill, Chris Rainig, with a thumbs up. Army, good night. See, Chris, you got my normal special shout out. I used to get like a Will the Bill would do ladies, flowers, fellas, fist bump, and then kills. And now Chris Rainig just got the dedicated super chat. So see, you're definitely not in the doghouse. All right, everybody. I'll see everybody Wednesday night. You have a good one. We'll be back here with another Walking Dead topic, and we'll have a lot of fun with Freestyle Friday. So thanks. Talk to you then. Peace.